Hello and welcome to this week's Craft and Chat. I'm Amanda Fowler and I'm live on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for your patience. I did post in both places. I was going to start at 2:15. I'm sorry, I had to take a call and it's meant I'm running a little behind. But I'm here now. I have to say I can't actually guarantee that I have everything I need. So we will just have to play this by ear. So how are you this week? We are almost halfway through January. I am convinced it is the longest month of the year. But one of the things I didn't ask last week was New Year's resolutions. Who makes them? And if you do make them, do you want to share? I was talking to some friends about this last week, and I was saying I think January is the most dreadful time to make New Year's resolutions because it's the middle of winter. Certainly for us in Europe, it's the middle of winter. It's dark. Currently, it's miserable and rainy outside. And I just feel that we all want to nest. We want to cuddle up and eat stew and eat cake and have lots of cups of tea and hot chocolate and a roaring log fire. We don't want to be making life choices in January. So I'm voting for New Year's resolutions. I was originally going to say April. The 1st of April is April Fool's Day. So not entirely sure that's a good plan. So I am going for New Year's resolutions in May. So let me know. Let me know what you think about that. So Lorraine is here. Hello, hello. And Lorraine is here and Scylla. They're saying hello to everyone. So thank you so much for that. Scylla's saying what a miserable day it is here. Yes, Scylla just lives up the road from me. And yeah, it's been raining. It feels like it's been raining for days. I don't know. It was raining on Sunday. It rained yesterday. So yeah, 3 days. It's a bit rubbish, isn't it? But I've got a nice warm cup of tea. I've got some nice cards to show you. I've got a couple of lovely cards to share with you as well that we're going to make. So all is good. And this is this is a busy day today because I've got our live now. I've got my team live at 4:00, and then I've got my Craft with Amanda live at 7:00, which is an exclusive class with my customers and my direct team. So that's happening tonight as well. So Therese is here. Vive la France. Welcome. Donna, hello. So sound picture's okay. I've given up making resolutions as they're impossible to keep. They sound good at the time, but in reality, I don't think anybody sticks to them. No, I agree. Mum's here as well. Pauline is here. Mum, has your snow gone finally? Up on the East Coast, they've had so much snow. Yeah. Hi, Sue. She's only just arrived as well. It's fine. What I heard a quote the other day, it said, "A queen is never late. Everyone else is just early." So I think we all need to decide that we are queens and wherever we arrive, we are right on time. Do you think that'd work? Do you think our family and friends would let us get away with that? Probably not, but we could try. Hooray! Mum says the snow's gone, but it's raining and morning and raining and raining and more raining. Oh, Lorraine. Now, that's something I can get on board with. Lorraine says she's determined to make the most of the colder days to generally declutter. That's a really good plan. I did tell you that I completely gutted my studio, not last week, the week before. And it's made such a difference because I'm not just looking at mess. You know, the stuff that's out there that you can't see. And actually the stuff in all the cupboards as well and the boxes, it's all tidy. It's really good. Okay, so let me share with you some cards that have arrived this week. And then I'm going to get crafting straight away because obviously we're running a bit behind. So this first one is from Michelle, a congratulations card for our grandson. And this one's also for Michelle, which is a thank you card. And this one is from Kay. Again, this is a lovely card congratulating us and our grandson. So that is awesome. Thank you. I do love receiving cards from you. And if you want to send me pictures of your cards, because I appreciate, you know, my international friends, postage is very expensive. And actually, my UK friends, postage can be very expensive. You can always send me pictures. And so long as you either put on the card or you email me and let me know that I can show it, then I can share it with everybody here. So that would be good. Oh, Donna. She's asking Mum to send her some rain because the southern half of Australia, they're having really bad bushfires. So that's not good. That is not good. Okay. So last week, I had like 600 things to tell you that was going on. This week, the same number of things is going on, but I think we're all beginning to get to grips with what's happening in the world of Stampin' Up. So the new mini catalogue has launched. It's full of lots and lots of goodies, and you'll be seeing lots of things in the coming weeks. We also had the online exclusives launching, and I'm actually using products today from the Lovely Blossoms suite, which is this one. This product suite I'm using for my online class, my craft together at the end of January. And when I was prepping for this live, everything was out on my desk. So I decided to use all the papers and things for the crafting for today. And the cards today, it's a kind of a follow-on from last week. So if you watched last week, I was sharing different ways that you could use open stamps, line art stamps, like this one, actually, which is one of the stamps we're going to be using today. Using that, different ways of actually having a coloured image without actually doing the colouring in. So this time I'm actually going to colour in the flowers, but only the flowers. That's the only thing I'm colouring in. But having a white card, a white base, white layers, mainly just white, tiny hint of colour. And again, this was a request that came in from a customer, and I have a book now because it used to be a list and a piece just on a piece of paper. It's now a book. So each time somebody asks me if I can share something, put it in the book. So there are some things that I can't do. And if I can't do it, then I'll learn how to do it and then I'll share it. Sometimes I don't have the products, but I will always do my best to share the things that you want to see. So yeah, so this is about making cards that are pretty much white. So whilst I get the camera turned around, here's a question for you. Do you use white card blanks or do you use coloured card blanks? I was just going to grab a card here actually. I tend to use coloured card blanks on white layers, but I do on occasion make a white card blank. So I'd be interested to know, what's your preference? What do you use the most of? And for those of you that use white card as your card blanks, do you use Stampin' Up's thick white or basic white? And I've talked about this before because I only ever use thick white for card blanks because I like the weight of it. I like something that is substantial for the card base. Okay, so that's giving you loads of things to chat about whilst I get myself set up. So let's move that. Ooh, I'm knocking the camera now. Let's switch that around. Awesome. Okay, let me have a slurp of my tea. And then I forgot to say this when I was talking about things that are going on with Stampin' Up. I just want to talk about this amazing stamp set. It's the latest product of the month. I'm actually going to be using the stamps in a minute. But if you place a £70 order, you can have this for £5. It's really lovely. And the stamps are huge. So I'm just going to show you them actually. But there is chaos here. So how many of you have seen my video that I did over Christmas, which was about my cheat sheets? If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on my YouTube channel. And basically, Stampin' Up don't include a printed image that goes with the acrylic, the photopolymer stamps. So what I do is for this one, I've stamped it, but you can photocopy it as well. It's up to you which one you do. But what I do is I get my thin acetate sheet. I've got my stamped images, my thin acetate sheet down, and then when I'm matching the stamps up, I put them the right way so that that's there. And then, so any stamps I've taken off, and then this just goes back on the top. And I can instantly see that I'm missing one stamp, which is the happy birthday stamp, which is not surprising because that's the one I'm going to be using in a minute. But that happy birthday stamp, as I said, is huge. So let me get, so this is a standard card base and it fits across on a standard card base, almost to the edges. Obviously it depends, where you are in the world. My card bases are 4 inches, sometimes a little over 4 inches. If you're in North America, you are probably 4¼ and if you're using metric, again, you'll be just over 4 inches, 10.5 centimeters you'll be. So it fits beautifully, but it is a good size for going on your cards. So that is Fabulous Sayings. I'm just trying to put everything back. It's this one. Just trying to put everything back because it's a bit chaotic. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, what else have I got? Let me put that card back. Da-da-da. On its sheet. Okay, so what else have I got? Oh, so many things. Right, so this is Lovely Arrangements. And I've just kept both of these in, although I've got the stamped image, which is what, to be honest, this is what I prefer to use. But I just keep that in there just so people can see. So actually, I am going to pull that happy birthday off there. We're going to use that in a minute. Okay. Ooh. So for those of you that have joined late, I did ask at the beginning if anyone had made any New Year's resolutions or whether or not it was something that we don't do. I certainly don't do it. Okay, right. So many things. Okay, so let's start out by showing you the papers. Now, for those of you that are doing craft together or with me at the end of January, information, the kits are going out tomorrow, and the information will go out tomorrow or Thursday, it depends. And you are getting in your pack a third of a packet of the patterned paper, because let me just let's show you the really special sheet. So because of this sheet, so what Stampin' Up have done is they've given us this sheet, and the paper pack has got 4 different sheets in it. So there's 3 sheets of each. So everybody in their kit is actually getting a third of a pack of patterned paper rather than a quarter, which is what we normally get. So you've got this lovely image, and this is a cloud cover stripe. We've got the old olive sort of linen effect, and then this lovely pink, blue and white floral. We've got a crumb cake, teeny tiny florals, and this sort of diamond pattern, which I love. I've been using that a lot. And then actually it's a scrap of this I'm going to be using later. But again, this is really beautiful. And it's got the pink on the reverse. So that's the paper pack. There are these amazing dots as well. There is, oh, where did that go? Okay, I've got to open this up. The colours in the pack are petal pink, secret sea, old olive, cloud cover and crumb cake. And this is cloud cover ribbon, which is really beautiful. And then I did show you the stamps, but I will show you the stamps again. So these are the stamps. So you've got quite a few sentiments here, and then an open floral, a partially closed floral, and the leaves. And then the dies, I'll just turn them over so you can see. The dies are amazing. You've got 2 for sentiments. You've got the 3 that match the stamped images. This is a background, as is this. And then you've got leaves as well. And they're really good size. So it's a really, really lovely suite. So let's pop all that down and get on with some crafting. So let's have a look. Michelle is here. Hello, hello. Lorraine said she used the color blending and stamping on several times in my live videos during the week, credited me in all of them. Lorraine, thank you so much. When I have my coffee in the morning, I often pull up YouTube, so I will find your videos and have a look at them. Donna's saying she uses both colored and white, but mainly white. Sue is saying colored. Oh, Donna's using basic white, not thick white. Lorraine is using a mixture of both. And Lorraine is using thick white and colored. So yeah, similar to me then. Okay. So first up, I'm going to make a couple of card bases. I was just swinging around on my chair then because I have tidied up my studio. Nothing is where it used to be. Does anyone else do that? I've tidied up and therefore I don't know where anything is. And that's quite entertaining because it's like, oh, I don't know. Okay, so I've got a couple of card bases. So I'm going to start out doing as much white on white as I can. And the only color is going to be a flower and some leaves. That's all we're going to do. So let me get some paper and my mat. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to use the open flower stamp, and because I'm going to colour in with blends today, I'm using Memento black ink. And I am also going to stamp the leaves in Old Olive. So, ooh, my Old Olive ink pad is a bit juicy. Hang on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I wonder if the camera can pick it up. Oh, yeah. Can you see that? Can you see those bubbles? That means that your ink pad is too juicy. So I've clearly re-inked it at some point and I've got too much ink on it. So I'm actually going to take off some of the ink. And then every time I do this, I get messages going, Amanda, that's a real waste of ink. I understand that. But whilst I'm live, I need an ink pad that I can use. So look at that. You can see the bubbles. Okay, so this. I've been stamping for 40 years and and I still over ink my ink pads. So please, only put a tiny bit of ink on. Don't worry, I will use that piece of cardstock later. Right. So I am going to stamp that again. Oh, look how much better that image is. So we'll need 2 leaves and a flower for now. And by the magic of Amanda was actually partially prepared today. I've actually got my flower color die cut and my leaves die cut as well. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is color this in, but I'm going to get another piece of paper here just to show you. So I haven't decided what color I'm going to use, and I want something that's quite bright, so I wasn't sure whether I wanted Darling Duckling is more mustardy. Oh, I think I'm going to go with Peach and Tiger. Let's try this one. What do you think? I think we're going to go with Tiger, actually. So I talk often about colouring in with blends, and I always start with the darkest colour, and I lay down the dark colour. So on this image, I'll put dark on the edges and the lines, and then I use the lighter colour to blend. Most people do this in different ways, and there is no right or wrong way. At the end of the day, the most important thing is you get the results that you want. Let me pull that up so you can see where I've put those lines, and I'm actually going to put a little bit on the edges there as well. And there's all sorts of, if you go onto YouTube, there are so many tutorials about using alcohol markers and different ways of using them. And for me, this is the way that I have found that works best for me. So I put the dark color down first. I use the light color to blend, and I just pull my pen in one direction at a time. I only ever go in one direction, because if you wiggle it backwards and forwards like this, all you're doing is moving the dark color from here to here and back again. So we don't want that. We want the dark color and the light color to blend together. So by pulling them in one direction, it means that you are actually moving the color. Oh, I love this. I don't use orange very much, but this Timid Tiger is lovely. There we go. Okay. Let me bring it up so you can see. Look. It's just a tiny bit of shading. Of course, the color comes through. So always make sure you're working on another piece of paper, scrap paper, or whatever. So this is going to be the majority of our color on the card. But what I am going to do is stamp a sentiment. And I'm going to use the tiny happy birthday, which is from Lovely Arrangements. It's this one. And there is some little sentiments here. Sentiments? No. What is this? This is a die cut sentiment piece. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to stamp it in Old Olive because that'll just pull the colour together. If I can line it up. Ooh. I do have a spare if I mess up. Or which I did. There we go. Let's try that again. Let's go for second time's the charm. Got to put my head over the top. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So we are going to... Hi. We have got Elfie from Canada. Hello, hello. And I don't know where my bone folder is. Okay. So in the absence of a bone folder, we'll use a block. There you go. You see? That's giving me a nice crisp edge. So if I honestly, let me just start out showing you this. If I put this on a card like this, or with my happy birthday, that is a pretty awesome card. Do we think? But let's see what else we can do to kind of, zhuzh it up a little bit. So I'm going to start out with an embossed layer. I've actually got 3 to choose from. I told you I was organized earlier. So I have got lovely stripes. This is the embossing folder that goes with the Lovely Arrangements bundle. I've got exposed brick and eyelet. Let's start. Let's play with that one. There we go. Now that's quite patterned. I think that's too patterned for what I want. So I'm going to go with exposed brick. So again, just pop that down. So we've gone from just having a plain white card base. That's looking pretty cool. But then I thought, well, okay, let's add a frame. And this is one of my most recent purchases. And I have to blame Judith, who's in my team, because she was the one that fell in love with these. And then I had to have them. So they're called Nested Essentials dies. And there are hexagons. Yeah, hexagons, oblongs, and like tags. And they have a tiny... sometimes I wish I could have the magic of everything always being in focus. Can you see the tiny dots? So they're tiny dots, and you can do exactly what it says on the tin, which is nest them. So I put them together like that. used a bit of sticky tape, masking tape, like that, and then ran it through my cut and emboss machine, and I got a little frame. And I think I'm going to add that little frame, and it's going to lift this card even more, even though it is just a white on white card. So let's get dimensionals, mini dimensionals, and some glue. Okay. So who uses mini dimensionals and who cuts their big ones up to small? I do both, I have to say. But I do love the fact that mini dimensionals exist. Ugh, that does not want to work. Hang on. So if ever your Tombow gets gunked up, just use the edge of your pokey tool or a pin to pull it, because it's got latex in it and it gets a bit gooey sometimes. So sometimes you just have to piggle it. And I know piggling is not only a word that most of my international friends will never have heard of, a lot of my UK friends won't have either. I don't know. Oh my goodness me. Have I not got a Tombow that's going to work today? The answer is no. Look at the state of that. Okay. Let's just scoop that off. There we go. So piggling is an English word. I'm not sure whether it's local to the Midlands, which is where I grew up, or whatever. But it's when you pick at something or you peel something. So for instance, if that memento, actually it is, that memento thing is a sticker. So if you use your nails and start pulling at it like this, that's called piggling. Therein ends Amanda's weird words from the UK. I have lots of them. Some of them I think I make up, but that is definitely a word that other people use. So it's not just me. Thank you, Therese. Donna's saying she uses both, big ones and little ones. And, okay, so there's a question, big ones and little ones. Who uses black ones? Obviously not on a pure white card. Clearly not. But who uses black ones? Black ones are important. There we go. Therese is saying thank you for the new word. Yeah, it's a weird word, Therese. And to be honest, a lot of people, if you used that word, a lot of people in the UK would be very confused as to what you're talking about. All right. Ta-da. So we are putting my little flower either side of my frame. I'm going to put a bit of that ridiculous blob of glue there. And actually, if I had my bone folder, I don't know where it is. I'm going to finish this live and I'm going to go hunting for all the tools that I'm missing. If I had my bone folder, I would be busy curling these up like so. And then that one is going to go there. And then my happy birthday. Ooh. Ooh. What do we think? Down at the bottom or at the top? I'm just going to trim it actually. At the top or at the bottom? My design, it was always meant to go up here. What do we think? Yeah, I think it. Oh, no, not there. Up here, I think. Let's put it up there. Like so. Either side. Oh, didn't I? Take the backing off and then it will stick. Oh, yes. Now, oh, will it fit in the frame? And Mum's saying to put it at the bottom. Oh, no, now. It will fit in the frame. It will fit in the frame, just. Oh, oh, oh. No, I'm going back. I'm going back with my original plan. I'll make another one with it at the bottom. Right, so where are my little gems? Where did they go? Oh, here they are. We definitely need some gems, don't we? So let's put a couple of gems down there. And then one up here. There. Oh, so if you remember, we started out with this card that we wanted white on white and white and white and white with a tiny splash of color. So I'm going to make another card, and this time we're just going to use a little bit of patterned paper as the color. So I'll pop this up there. Look. Put my glue somewhere safe. I will start again. We will be running over about 15 minutes. So we'll be finishing about 3:15 today because I started a bit later. Lorraine, thank you. Okay, so here's my little scrap of paper. And there's my card blank. And what I thought I would do was make myself a little banner. So let's just do this. And the thing is, we all have scraps of paper, don't we? You know, and we keep them just in case. Because you never know what might happen. So you never know what might happen. You never know when you might need it. So I have cut to make this little flag end. I might make it a bit narrow in a minute, but I've cut up the center and I've cut from the edge to the center, and then I'm flipping it over. Can you see that? And then I'm cutting along that line again. And it just means then that it's even both sides. Oh, Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So again, we're going to decide whether or not we're going to use a embossed layer underneath this in a minute. But what have I got? Ooh, so Secret C. I've got some old olive thread. I have got all the leaves. Okay, look at these leaves. These are the dies from Lovely Arrangements, and there's a double leaf and a single leaf. So we're going to be using those because that's an additional color. And then we are going to use a circle punch, and I think we are going to use this is our 1 3/4 inch circle punch. And in there somewhere, oh, where did it go? Here we go. I have here's one I made earlier, flower, but that's in the wrong color, so that's not going to help anybody. So let's do that again. So we get Secret C out. So because I haven't got my cut and emboss machine up here, I'm going to have to fussy cut this, but that's okay, because we don't always have time to get a cut and emboss machine out. So let's just work with this. Now I am just leaving this flower white because my color is going to come from the patterned paper and the leaves this time. So I'm trying to keep as much of this white as I can. Oh, a question that came through is somebody had seen some cards and it looked like there was a set of dies to go with it. There aren't. It's just our artists at Stampin' Up are really, really, really good at fussy cutting. Okay, so this is kind of my plan. So we've got this lovely banner. We're going to have a flower on that circle. I'm going to 3D it. And we're going to add in some leaves. Now, the question is, are we going to put our embossed layers down underneath? Because that will just add a little bit of interest. And in which case, do I actually need the circle? And I think the answer is no. Ooh. See, I wasn't sure. So I'm going to pop that like that. Need odd numbers of leaves. And then my question is, my plan was to use my really big happy birthday. So I'm going to stamp that and fussy cut it and decide what I'm going to do. Because we might have to go for a different sentiment. So let's have a look. I just, yeah. If you've spent any time watching any of my videos, you will know happy birthday stamps make me happy. And the more of them I can have, the happier I am. But more importantly, having a variety of fonts and sizes, because it just means then I've got choices. But this is lovely. So let's just cut along there. It's all a bit quiet now because I'm concentrating. Ooh. So Donna's saying she likes heat embossing the stamped image with white or cream for a tonal effect, or silver and gold for a bit of bling. Yeah. We love the bling. Let me just chop that off. Let's see what else we've got. Nearly there. And of course, you don't have to fussy cut it like this. You could just have cut a little rectangle and stamped it. There we go. But let's see what that does to our card. Oh. Oh. Top or bottom? I promise I won't decide on my own. Not like the last card. I had a plan with the last card. What do we think? At the bottom, obviously straight, not wonky. Or bring the flower down a bit. And at the top. What do we think? At the top or the bottom? I need you to decide. Look at the state of this desk. I need you to decide whilst I stick a few things down. How about that? Okay. All right. I'm just going to curl this up a bit. I'm just going to put glue on sort of the top half so that it's got movement at the bottom. Let's pop that down. Oh, interesting. 3 votes for the bottom, 2 votes for the top, and a suggestion to put it at a jaunty angle. Oh. Interesting. So I think, any more votes? Yeah, any more for any more? Because I think straight at the top. Ooh. We're now even. Yeah, I think it's going to have to go at the top. Interesting. because it kind of pins this down a bit. Okay. Let's go. Let's put these dimensionals on. Last call for a vote. Yeah. Okay. The at the top one. Isn't it funny? The thing is, when you're sat here and you're looking at it, you second guess yourself. And I have to say that as a general rule, your first instinct is usually the right one. Right, I'm just deciding whether that's too high. Your first instinct is usually the right one. And it's bizarre how that is the case. And certainly if you are questioning yourself, quite often you'll go back to what you thought in the first place. So there we go. Nearly. Let's stick that one down. And then these lovely flowers, and lovely flowers, they're leaves. Because they're die cut through, you can get a lot of dimension. Ugh. Guess who stuck her scissors in the glue? Can't be trusted. Right, so let's just pop that there. Lots more chatter about where to put them. And I think I just need one more leaf. Need an odd number of leaves. Let's just pop that in. There we go. I think we probably need some bling on there as well. And that's why I love these dots. So you've got the secret C. So we're going to do that. We're going to put a couple of secret C. And I'll show you when I get the other one in a second. But I always put them on in odd numbers. And we talk about this often about whether it's gardening or flower arranging or crafting, you always want to have odd numbers. Your eye and your brain prefer it. Makes it look nicer. You think it looks better. But there is also the element of triangles. So let me move that out of the way. There we go. You can see those better now. So can you see I've got the 3 dots, but it makes a triangle. This one makes a triangle. It makes an offset triangle, and it just works. And you've got dimension there with the paper and these die cut leaves. You've got a fussy cut happy birthday, which is awesome. But these cards are mainly white. And we have to not be scared of using the white as the main part of the card. So I hope you have enjoyed today's craft and chat working with white card. I will be back here next week at 2 o'clock. I know I'll see some of you later today because I've got a class this evening. And if not, have a great week. As always, everything that you've seen today can be purchased in my online store. If you pop over to my blog, which is, let me bring it up for you, www.inspiringinking.com. If you go there, you can click to my online store. You can sign up for my email mailing list. Then you'll always get to hear the news first, all of my creative inspiration and tutorials. And of course, please do subscribe on YouTube as well. So take care of yourselves. I will see you all again next week.